So, let me give you the run through. So probation, when I was on probation, 4.5 years on probation, theft, and I was 19, group of friends, not just me, and it was really stupid. It lasted the span of 24 hours, and they were weapons. There were hunting rifles and hunting shotguns from one of the kids in the group, the friend, his grandfather's from their house. And when we did it, he was like, just take them. And the rest of us were like, why are we taking them? But then we continued to, like, my body continued to, like, do the action. Stupid, teenager, testing things. But it was a great eye-opener because I got to see the world from the perspective of reality. When you actually get in that amount of trouble where your future's at risk, where things where you can't comprehend are up for grabs or loss, it's pretty scary. I remember contemplating suicide. I mean, everybody contemplates suicide, but I remember heavily contemplating it because I couldn't see myself coming out the other end of the court side, because it was like 49 individual charges. Then they obviously reduced it just to 1. But it was 4.5 years of starvation, is how I would put it. Because once the probation actually started, and then if you get in any trouble, they stop the probation time. You still have to go and check in, and you can still get in trouble, but the time doesn't start back until whatever trouble you got in closes out. I hope that makes sense. If you haven't been on it, then you might not know. But yeah, 4.5 years. I'll never forget the pity that I saw. There was one time I was 21. I had just turned 21, getting evicted from the apartment that I was at in wintertime in sub-zero temperatures, 90-day eviction notice, and I didn't have anywhere to go, and been to multiple job interviews, like 4 or 5 at that point. And the last one I did was at Safeway. And I'll never forget the pity on the woman's face when she realized that she couldn't hire me because of company policy, but we really clicked and she really liked me and I really liked her, and I really wanted to have a job. I really wanted to have a job. And but then when she realized she couldn't hire me and she felt bad, and she just asked me if I wanted to continue the interview. And I told her, why not? It's a good conversation, like, for sure. And so I was evicted, 90-day notice, evicted, starving in the apartment. I had to walk over and steal food from the place that I had job interviews at. They couldn't hire me because of company policy. And there was a young girl there who was working the Chinese deli, and she had tipped me off that her manager was looking to I had to get food. I had to eat somehow. I was really hungry, and I'm really thankful that she told me that. I could never repay her for her telling me that. And yeah, it was just kind of like being in purgatory. It was hell on earth for 4.5 years. They couldn't put you somewhere, but then you couldn't fit back into society. You couldn't be around anybody who drinks or smokes marijuana or pot or cannabis. So there's very few people you can even associate with. So you have to cut most all your friends, and then anybody who doesn't drink or smoke pot, they're definitely not going to mess with you because you're on probation. So it's like, it's awful. It's really awful. I don't advise anybody to experience it, but for me, it's a lot of my driving force. A lot of my reasons come from experiences I've had in that span of 19 to age 24. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of deep emotional impact immediate things that I had to go through and survive through and get off that finally. And once I was off that, it still was on my record, even though they tell you it gets off your record, things stay on your record. But at a certain point, you can get jobs. I was able to finally get a job at Home Depot from age 19 to age 26. I couldn't have any sort of corporate style job. And so anybody going through probation, keep your nose clean, don't smoke pot, stay away from alcohol, try to meditate, try to find some sort of a driving force, and it's doable. The only way I knew it was doable is I'd met one person who'd completed probation. One person. Who, we became friends, obviously, but, he kind of laid down the groundwork for me. And other than that, it's like a 90% turnover rate to you just roll back in, and you'll never get out of that system. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. It sucks. But there's totally hope. You can make it. That's it.